Now we want to solve. Well, these are both and inequalities. They don't have to contain the word and, but they can. Now when they're written like this and there's just one variable on the inside, I'm going to do these two different ways. The first one, I'm going to break it up into its two inequalities with the word and between them. So I'd have negative 4 is less than x minus 2 and x minus 2 is less than 3. So now I solve this first one. So I'm going to add 2. I have negative 2 is less than x, which could be written as x is greater than a negative 2. Here I would add the 2. Now we get x is less than 5. And so we could write it as x is greater than a negative 2 and x is less than 5. But again, because it's a word and, we like to always try to rewrite it without the word and just show that x lies between these two numbers. So then x is greater than a negative 2. Notice how the big mouth is going to open towards the x, because it does here. And then it's less than 5. And again, the big mouth is open towards the 5. So then this would be our final answer. Now, breaking it up into its two separate inequalities sometimes is a must when you have the word and. But if we look at letter B, as long as there's only one variable and that variable is on the inside, then there's an easier way to solve these. And I'm going to erase this and show you how to solve B, the simpler method. Alright, so if we have it written this way, negative 3 is less than negative 2x plus 1 is less than or equal to 9. We actually have three expressions. We have this expression, we have this expression, and we have this expression. And we want to get x all by itself in the middle. So we're first going to solve this just like we would if it was a two-step inequality. We'd subtract 1 from all three expressions. So now I have negative 4 is less than a negative 2x is less than or equal to 8. And now to solve, I divide every expression by the negative 2. And again, we must remember, if we're going to divide by a negative 2, we have to reverse the sign. And so now I have it written like this. Now, that really doesn't make sense because the larger number's on the left and the smaller number's on the right. So I would recommend that we rewrite this. So we'd have negative 4 and the 2, the x in the middle. And again, the x is less than that 2, but it's greater than or equal to that negative 4. And now we have our final answer. So a little bit easier because you don't have to solve two different inequalities. If you use the word, you just solve it the way it is.